Hi, so thanks for letting me have a mentee be on TikTok yesterday. My main account got hacked by somebody in Georgia and I lost all access to it in like 15 seconds. And I was really freaking out after that happened because obviously, right, this is where I make my living. So I'm using my backup account now. I have a second backup account right here. It'd be awesome if you could go follow that account. No pressure though. So the main account, I was like, I'm fucked. This is never getting restored. But I reached out to my friend Hawk, who had his account successfully restored by Go Live Vegas, and Aaron at Go Live Vegas is helping me. And I was actually able to get in contact with a real human being at TikTok, and they have a support ticket going. They said that my main account was deactivated after they discovered suspicious engagement, a suspicious login. Which, yeah, like no shit, I'm in Portland, Oregon, and somebody in the country of Georgia logged into my account. So I guess the hacker had access for like less than 2 minutes before TikTok locked down the account. So it's not technically banned. If you can find my account on TikTok, it will say account banned, but it's been locked. So now it's just a matter of me proving that that's my account and not an account of some motherfucker in Georgia who, by the way, has been sending me WhatsApp messages all night long. And maybe I will make a whole long video on this. If I get my account recovered, I would like to share my experience because what I'm learning both from Aaron from Go Live Vegas and also from like being on Reddit trying to figure out what the hell's going on is that this is pretty common. This is a really common hack that people are experiencing where folks in Georgia or in Russia are hacking your account and then holding it hostage, and they're holding it for ransom. So obviously, because this person could get into my account and see my phone number and my email address and then change those to be his phone number and email address, that's how he successfully locked me out. He knew where to text me on WhatsApp. And basically it was just like text after text after text being like, you have to wire me a whole bunch of money or you can't have your account back. He clearly doesn't know that I know that like the account has been locked down, shut down. Obviously, I'm not responding to that shithead, but if you get a suspicious DM that looks like it's from TikTok or from one of your friends, if you get any DM asking you to click on a link, that's not what happened to me, but according to Reddit, that's pretty common. Or if you get an email sent to the email tied to your account, and that email looks like it's from TikTok, be very, very careful. Just like Loki, be really careful before you open any of those emails. I felt very foolish knowing that I opened an email that I thought was legitimately from TikTok. I was in the middle of uploading a video on my phone and then brushing my teeth and getting ready to take my kid to the dentist all at the same time. And I had a new email come in and it said it was from TikTok. I had reached out to TikTok about something. And I thought this was them getting back to me because I'm, like always running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to do 20 million things at once. This is where multitasking comes back to bite you in the butt. Maybe I shouldn't be uploading a video and checking my email and brushing my teeth and being like, hurry up, we got to get to the dentist all at the same time. But there just aren't enough hours in the day to do everything that I want to do. And so, hackers take advantage of the fact that you're distracted. It's not so much that you're gullible. It's that we don't want to believe that everybody is out to rip us off, to scam us, to try and hold our social media accounts hostage. So I don't have my account back yet. I don't know that I definitely will get my account back. I guess I'll just try and build up this account and my new backup in the meantime. I've been told if they reactivate my account, it could take up to 30 days. I sent in all of the appropriate information, documentation to prove it is my account. And now it's just waiting to see whether or not they reactivate the account and whether or not they give it back to me. Yesterday, I said I had a very, very low level of confidence. It's like slightly higher today. It's always good to hope for the best and plan for the worst. So I will continue to try and build my other accounts and just keep working. I'm not going to get demoralized. For a moment yesterday after this happened, I was really upset because it reminded me a lot of when I was taking care of my dad who had dementia and how much he would get scams in his inbox and how often he would fall for them. Not lose huge quantities of money, but it resulted in me having to take away his computer, his internet access, and he was very upset about that. Understandably, but just the way that people will prey on the elderly, prey on vulnerable people, prey on like regular folks who are busy and distracted and harried. And, I had this moment yesterday where I was just like, God, there's so many more worse people than I realized. This year already, 2025 in general, has already really shaken my belief in the goodness of people significantly. And it's pretty much only through local community organizing that that's been kind of rebuilt, connecting with really good, earnest people who care about justice, who care about making sure that the most vulnerable are provided for, care about building a better America. Having formed those relationships and been involved in that work has really kept me going this year, has really restored a lot of my faith in humanity when MAGA has done a really good job of trying to shred it pretty thoroughly. So yesterday I was like, oh God, it's MAGA, it's scammers, like it's looking at the kleptocracy that we're living under and how much like just outright corruption there is in the regime. Is like, why is it that so many people have no problem ripping off your granny, ripping off people in poverty, stealing from children, stealing from the American taxpayer, all in the name of like wealth and power? Like, how is it that so many people are capable of doing so much evil and seeming like fairly unbothered by it? That's a hard thing for us to wrestle with. I think especially if we are people who've been relatively insulated, right? I don't think it's possible to live in the United States and not experience some level of interfacing with toxic people, cruel people, evil people, because that's just how humanity is, right? Some percentage of the population is going to be like that, but it's just felt for so many Americans because there's so many in the regime who are like this, so many people who voted for MAGA who just say, especially if you're like on Facebook or some of these platforms where a bunch of MAGA people they have nothing better to do than spew hate all over social media, it can feel really overwhelming. It's that like we're experiencing a disproportionate impact from those folks. We can get this warped perception that they are the majority and they're not. Don't forget, what was it, like 23% of Americans voted for Donald Trump? He never had a majority, not even of the voting populace, but definitely not a majority of this nation support him. But we get this warped perception where we think that everybody is MAGA, where we can feel like if you've been victimized, everybody is a criminal, is a grifter, is out to hurt you. Earlier this summer, I had an incident where like it was a life-threatening situation, and after that, my faith in humanity was extremely shaken. I was pretty devastated. I had a couple weeks of not sleeping very well and really feeling like maybe I've been incredibly naive and people are far worse than I thought. I'm sorry, I'm not able to give any more details about what happened, but please understand that like I was tempted to go to a very dark place for a very long time, and it's only because of the good people around me and continuing to be like, okay, I have to continue in this work that I find really important, really necessary. And part of that was just like, if I keep going through my routine, then I won't have to think about what happened. But instead, what I found was that I was going to meetings, I was going to rallies, I was doing organizing work with folks, and it restored my faith in humanity and helped rebuild that trust for me significantly. And that's what I experienced yesterday too, right? A little blow from this scammer from Georgia. And then in response, I made a video about it last night, and just like the overwhelmingly positive, kind, heartfelt comments from people. Like, I lost my social media platform. Yeah, it's the basis of my business. Yeah, it's how I earn my living. Yeah, it feels really shitty to get victimized, even in a small way. But people in this country have way bigger problems right now than that. And the fact that so many people in my comments were willing to extend empathy and to show support and to just be kind in that moment, that did wonders for me. I don't think that we should undervalue what small kindnesses can do for people, because y'all made a significant, I'm gonna get choked up. Y'all made a significant difference for me yesterday. And I guess I also just want to encourage people, if you are similarly struggling, whether it's with the regime and just feeling like there's so many cruel, awful people running this country right now, maybe it's like your hardcore MAGA neighbors who just seem really bitter and are disconnected from their humanity. Lean in to the folks who are working with pro-democracy groups. Go organize with other people in real life or online. Connect with other people in whatever spaces feel accessible to you. Not only because it's really important that we come together and we build our collective power, not only because the movement needs you, but because it will feed and nourish your soul. It will be restorative in ways that like I can't communicate well enough to be able to connect with other people. Work alongside good people who want to do good in this country. There have just been multiple times this year where I've felt really cut down. My belief in people has been really shaken, and every time the solution for me, the restoration for me, has been in stepping out and connecting with people and realizing that these incidents had allowed my perception to become skewed. So I'll keep trying to get my account back, but gosh, y'all, thank you. Thank you to everybody who was so kind yesterday. It means more than